Welcome to the President's Forum, brought to you by the Eizabeth Public Schools, the #1 urban school district in New Jersey. I am your host, Kevin DeCastro of the Thomas Jefferson Arts Academy. This is our first show since all schools opened in September. So welcome to the 2012-2013 school year. I hope it has been a great year for you so far. For the Eizabeth Public Schools, the start of the 2012-2013 school year was unlike any other in the history of the district. For the first time, students at all district schools entered the doors for the first days of school in school uniforms, with Thomas Jefferson Arts Academy becoming the newest member in 2012-2013. All schools officially participate in the school uniform program. Integrating all schools into the school uniform program took 8 school years in the making. The origins of the program trace back to 2005, when on October 20th of that year, the Eizabeth Board of Education adopted a school uniform policy. The policy would be implemented for the first time with the new upcoming school, number 29, Dr. Albert Einstein Academy, which opened in January 2006. Through the creation of the school uniform policy, it was also determined that all new schools following School 29 would open as uniform schools, and a plan was put in place for all remaining district schools to be phased into the school uniform program. While School 29 was the first and only school to join the program during the 2005-2006 school year, 10 schools joined the program in 2006 to 2007 school year. Elmora School 12, Benjamin Franklin School 13, Abraham Lincoln School 14, Madison Monroe School 16, John Marshall School 20, Victor Marvlag School 21, William Holleran School 22, and the upper and lower academies now named Eizabeth High School. In 2007 and 2008, 5 more schools joined the uniform program: George Washington School number 1, Nicholas LaCourte Peterstown School 3, Robert Morris School 18, Woodrow Wilson School 19, and the former Alexander Hamilton Middle School. Another 9 schools joined in 2008-2009. Joseph Batten School 4, Mabel G. Holmes School 5, Christopher Columbus School 15, Charles J. Hudson School 25, Dr. Orlando Edrera Academy School 26, Dr. Antonio Patoa School 27, Juan Pablo Duarte Jose Julian Marti School 28, Thomas A. Edison Career and Technical Academy, and Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy. Like 2007-2008, 5 schools entered the program in 2009 through 2010. Winfield Scott School 2, Marquis de Lafayette School 6, Terrence E. Riley School 7, Admiral William F. Halsey Junior Leadership Academy, and the former Theodore Roosevelt School 17. 4 schools added school uniforms in 2010-2011, including our 3 early childhood centers: Francis C. Smith School 50, Donald Stewart School 51, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. School 52, as well as Mabel G. Holmes School 5. Nicholas Murray Butler School 23 and Dwyer Technology Academy were added in 2011-2012, with Jefferson Arts Academy completing the uniform program at the beginning of this year. The school uniform initiative was adopted by the board behind the strength of research that indicates violence and vandalism decreases and focus in the classroom increases in schools that feature school uniforms. Since the uniform policy was adopted in 2005, student performance has increased in all grade levels, and subjects and more friendly and cohesive school environments have been reported throughout the district. As one of 24,000 students of the Eizabeth Public Schools who wears a school uniform, I can say that I like wearing a school uniform each day. It gives me a feel of professionalism, and it also inspires a sense of pride in my school. Now we can say that all students of the Eizabeth Public Schools can feel the pride of wearing their school's or the district's color.
our segment about school uniforms, we mentioned that statistics show the use of uniforms in schools decreases violence and vandalism, therefore creates a safer and more secure school environment. For more about the initiatives we have taken to create safer schools in the Eizabeth Public Schools, we have Supervisor Ishmael Estrada, who will share with us the ways that our schools are being made safer. Hello, Mr. Estrada. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
The Eizabeth Public Schools has certainly made it a focus of theirs to create a safe learning environment so students can focus on academics and achieve excellence in the classroom. What are some of the measures that the district has taken to help keep students safe on a daily basis?
There are many things, Cassandra, that we do on a daily basis to keep our students and team members safe. We have 165 security guards employed throughout the district. We have video monitoring of all entrance to facilities by security cameras and team members, visitor sign-in procedures, employee identification badges, an automated alert messaging system, GPS and video cameras on all buses, incident command and crisis intervention teams. We partner with local law enforcement, fire safety, Department of Homeland Security, Union County Prosecutor's Office, Union County Crime Stoppers, and the New Jersey State Police. Union County Crime Stoppers Prevention Tips Program, emergency go kits and emergency supply, contact information, short-term supply of food and water in every school and district building, school nurses on duty every day, ongoing safety and security training, monthly school security fire drills and crisis drills with students and team members, improved communications between security and team members, including the use of iPads, two-way radios, and computer systems, continuous training for security guards, positive behavior programs including character building, violence awareness, and anti-bullying programs in every school throughout the year, and certified CPR, AED, and first aid staff in every school.
That's quite a remarkable list. I already feel safer knowing that we all have these great measures in place. Naturally, for parents of students in the Eizabeth Public Schools, one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, is knowing that their children are safe. If there is one piece of advice that you would give parents to help keep their children safe, what would that be?
Well, if we're talking about in terms of how parents can help the Eizabeth Public School keep their children safe, then the answer is definitely to keep their contact information updated. Please help us reach you by ensuring that the emergency contact information that we have for you is current. Outdated phone numbers, outdated addresses may prevent us in reaching you in case of an emergency. If you have to make any changes to your child's emergency contact information at any time, please contact your child's school to make those changes. Being able to reach you during an emergency is of utmost importance to us.
Yes, keeping contact information updated is very important. And I encourage everyone as well to make sure their contact information is up to date. In the event of an emergency, how will parents be contacted?
Well, parents and guardians typically receive phone calls from our automated phone messaging system. That provides them with an update pertaining to the situation that may arise. They may also go to our district website and sign up at www.epsnj.org for emergency notifications via text or email for such things as emergency information, severe weather, or cancellations.
What do you recommend parents do if they are contacted in the event of an emergency that may pertain to their child?
I would say that while their first instinct may be to call or rush to your child's school, that they should please remember the phone lines and staff are needed for emergency response efforts and to rely on official communication from the school or safety officials only. Also, when parents are reuniting with their children following an emergency event, the reuniting process is very time consuming. So I also would encourage parents to try to remain calm and patient throughout this process.
Thank you for that information, Mr. Estrada. I'm sure that will be helpful knowledge to many families who have children in the Eizabeth Public Schools. In thinking of student safety on a larger scale, I understand that the Eizabeth Public Schools is working on a safety initiative that includes the greater Eizabeth community. Would you like to tell us about the Safe, Secure Schools program?
Sure, Cassandra. The district is making an effort to expand the safety net for our students by getting members of the community involved, especially businesses, to promote safe and secure schools. For those who wish to support the program, we will give them a poster that says this establishment supports the safe and secure schools. That means that they will support the Eizabeth Public Schools in keeping our students safe. The sign also encourages people who have any information or tips that may affect the safety of our students to call Eizabeth Public Schools tip line at 908-436-6999 or to call 911 if it's an emergency. It is our hope that the members of the greater community will support our effort to provide safe environments for our students to learn and grow.
Thanks, Mr. Estrada, for the information about how Eizabeth Public Schools is keeping its students safe, and good luck with the Safe, Secure Schools initiative.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I also hope that members of the community will take pride in their neighborhood by keeping their children safe. After all, it is the children of our schools who will be the leaders in Eizabeth. What better investments is there than that?
It's time to put our hard hats on and dig into the latest Eizabeth Public Schools construction news. Joining us to provide us an update on the latest and greatest improvements to our school facilities is Director of Plant, Property, and Equipment, Mr. Luis Cotto. Good afternoon, Mr. Cotto.
Good afternoon, Kevin.
I understand that your department has been very busy over the past several months. Could you tell us about some of the improvements that you all have made to schools throughout the district?
This has been one of the busiest years from the last 5-10 years. We have many projects, some of them very exciting, like the iLeap Center construction and renovation in Dwyer Academy, Edison Academy, and School 12, in which we're providing the students with a very flexible environment, which goes together with high technology. So they have access many hours a day, they are capable to work on their projects independently, and it goes hand to hand with the big emphasis in technology in the latest learning and teaching investigations. I also like to mention that on the sports end, we had installed a new artificial turf in School 26, which will be used by the high schools and the elementary schools to provide a soccer field second to none. We have replaced the carpet also for the Williams Field artificial turf, which allows then many hours of use by the schools and even by the community without damaging the field. We have done some improvement of the schools, like that will allow for a more conducive learning environment. Like we have painted 16 whole schools. The environment of learning is very important. Therefore, a clean, good-looking school, it lends to high, excellent teaching. We have also improved the security systems in, I would say, all our schools. We have included additional cameras, access cards that would allow the doors to remain locked at all times, where the authorized personnel have access in and out. As we have done some maintenance but very important work, which is in School 3, we had replaced all the lintels and the windows, which were allowing water to go in, which will be a potential problem in the future of a health issue for air quality. We have also renovated the playground, pre-K playground in School 1 to do a state-of-the-art playground with a rubber surface, track for trikes, and etc. We have refinished many floors and replaced carpet in many areas. We have, and we are working currently in installing air conditioning units to all schools that do not have air conditioning, to provide the assembly spaces, at least two assembly spaces, that in a case of a heat wave, there is some relief and students can be relocated to them So every school will have at least 2 large spaces with air conditioning, and many, many other things that we did in this summer, but it'll be too long to name.
All of those renovations and improvements definitely show a commitment to updating and modernizing the school facilities throughout the district, which is great. Besides the work taking place in our existing schools, I also understand that there are multiple new construction projects taking place in the district at this time. Can you speak to the progress of those projects?
Yeah, one of them is the rebuilding of a new School 21. The project is ongoing. It's going very productive. The contractor has really have a lot of manpower dedicated to the school. So tentatively, this project will be completed around the end of February, allowing a school capacity of about 494 students, which will be a neighborhood school, which will really help us out with our overcrowding and be a center of the community. The other project that we are presently working is the new academic high school next to Jefferson Academy. The site work has already been completed, and contractors are being procured now by the School Development Authority to commence work hopefully at the beginning of next year, at the end of this year, with a target completion date of 2015-2016. That will be a hallmark of the high school buildings in our district. High technology. It will contain in itself 3 separate schools, which are going to be mostly, the emphasis will be mostly in academics, technology, and the engineering.
For those keeping count, these will be 2 more new schools added to the 12 that have already been added to the district over the past 10 years. That's very impressive. While speaking of adding new schools, there is yet another school that the Eizabeth Public Schools expects to add in 2013. The Eizabeth Public Schools recently agreed to lease the former St. Patrick High School as a school facility for the district. Could you share with us the plans of how the district will be using this newly added educational space?
Yes, we're just completing the negotiation with the Archdiocese. The Archdiocese is going to renovate the school for the district. This is going to be a very important addition based on the increasing enrollment that we see in the last couple of years. It will be dedicated mostly to a high-tech school. It will be a technology center, and it will be actually a lottery school, so all children of the city will be able to participate on that school through the lottery. So we're very excited about it, and we hope that that will be online early next year.
Wow, that sounds like it will be very innovative approach to education. I'm sure students who attend school there will be excited about the way technology will be integrated into their studies. That will conclude our segment on the Eizabeth Public Schools construction update. Thank you, Mr. Cotto, for providing us with the latest information on the modernizing and constructing of schools taking place in Eizabeth Public Schools currently. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Kevin. That was a pleasure.
We hope you've enjoyed this edition of the President's Forum.
Join us next time for more on the exciting happenings in our Eizabeth Public Schools.
I'm Cassandra Jewell.
And I'm Kevin DeCastro.
See you soon.